This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're talking about today is Black women glorifying single motherhood. This actually made me pretty upset when I took a look at this video and watched this lady try to make it seem awesome about single motherhood. And I'm just like, where? How? I just need y'all to watch the clip. Let me go ahead. Let me share my screen here. And here we go.
Studied exactly this in my undergrad. I wanted to know before I left my marriage whether or not single motherhood was going to be to my detriment and my kids' detriment. And what they found was that it was all money. If women found a way to be financially independent, then the kids didn't have an issue. They fared better. They were in a loving, stable home. Everything was okay. And the father could still be present, still have visitation, or if they were already not involved, that just continued. Why do you think we see so many celebrity single moms where their kids are raised just fine and everybody is just happy? It comes down to the money. Think about it, ladies.
Okay. So we got to hear her justification for, and her make a case for single parenthood, single motherhood, and saying that it basically breaks down to only money. Notice she said only money. Children don't have a problem. There are no other issues that accompany getting a divorce, changing the dynamics of your life and your children's life and your husband's life. There's absolutely zero consequence to that as long as you have enough money to make it. I'm going to read the comments. These comments, I'm going to read some different ones, and then I'm going to come back to a set of comments that kind of brought things back into focus. Wow, this is true. I really don't see any point trying to get married anymore. I love the peace. I'm divorced and about to get my MBA. I've never been happier. I was raised by a single mother and she got it done, but she was emotionally removed. I just left a super toxic relationship with my son's dad, and I can completely back this up. I have way more peace now, and I can support us with just me. Because I might lose this, I'm going to take a read of this particular one. She said, I make 2.5 times more than my ex-husband, and he is very active in our son's life. But the separation and divorce still affect my son, not money. Totally agree. Money is not the reason for happiness. Yeah, they don't want to talk about that part. Everybody in a comment just want to glorify single parenthood without looking at the effect on the child, which are, if the father is actively involved and the parents are co-parenting in a healthy way. My son has suffered from depression, anxiety, weight issues ever since his dad moved out. It's been 3 years since the divorce, and he still asks if we can live together again. We have both sat and talked to him, but he is still upset that his dad is not in the home full time. It does affect kids. He's not worried about bills or nice clothes. He wants his family together, even though we slept in separate rooms for years. It's not all money. I was in college when my parents divorced, never had money issues, but I'd spend it all if it would reconcile them. And I'm grown in my own home. So the creator, the lady here speaking in the video, says, another study shows that it's society's broken home narrative that contributes to most negative impact on kids. So she's dismissing this woman's anecdotal example about how her child is negatively affected, even though she actually makes more than double what her ex-husband made. So money's not an issue. So I'm talking about single parenthood versus a healthy two-parent home. Obviously, if one of the parents is toxic, single home is better. A single parent household is not better than a healthy two-parent home, right? Which is what this video is talking about. No one's glorifying single parenthood. You'll see in the comments that they do. Rather, pointing it out is not always the worst outcome. I don't know your home situation, so I won't speak on it, but I assume you made that decision to voice for a reason. So a depressed, unhappy mother trapped in a marriage can also have a negative impact on kids. True, and I did a great job hiding that from my son, but the creator specifically mentioned kids and said it was all money, and it's just not true. Kids don't always fare better just because a single parent has money. I do believe divorce my ex was best for me for many reasons, and I pray eventually my son will see that. But my point is, it's not all money. There are way too many rich or comfortable kids doing crazy stuff for that to be. Have you considered some sessions of family therapy? Yeah. Yes, money, true. Yes, money makes some things easier for me to take care of him, but it doesn't eliminate all issues. I'm grateful I can afford a therapist. Her theory is just wrong, in my opinion. Already in the process, I was just pointing out that it's not all money. Rich kids have issues and act out, even if both parents are active. That's awesome. Yeah, that's because providing isn't enough. A lot of people don't bond with their kids or are emotionally unavailable. I mean this with kindness. You likely thought you hit it well. Divorcing is rough. As rough as it was, still the best thing my mother ever did for us. Maybe you're still holding on to the idea of what you think a family should look like and unknowingly projecting that. We're going to get to my commentary, but I need y'all to get a full scope of these comments. I've said for years, none of us would live with men if not for the double income. Creator says that's what people are afraid of. I'm going to get to, okay. So I just want to make sure it's not the nuclear family structure, but the resources. This changes everything for me. Okay. Listen, I got a divorce and my home life workload was decreased by half. I did not need to pick up after anyone. Kids fell in line. Okay. Same. I'm a single father. Oh, no. Well, okay, I'm gonna read that one. I'm a single father, did both jobs anyways. No more bipolar craziness, plus single dads do a better job. Check the stats. Then it said, I wonder if single parents in general just have fewer conflicts. Said, me, a single mother, no government help, no child support, only have work to do. That power child, they want to award a fish for swimming. That's what y'all want. Get another single mom and do it together. Take turns cooking, get a day off. This should be normalized. Now, this is the kind of village more families need. This is what she's saying. Notice in the video, she has a ring on her left hand. I doubt, is this woman married? Talking about single parenthood? Okay. I just wanted to point out the comments. Okay. Less time devoted to chores. That was number 1 on her list. Less time devoted to chores, get more sleep than married women. Children are starting at school age. They're not even in your face for a good 7.5 to 8 hours or more. You're supposedly working during that time. Okay. So you're not even really dealing with your kids. They are being raised by the school and being given the values of the state. Let's get that straight. If you're presumably working during the school hours, but some of you are living off of others, i.e. living off your parents, living off your mother, and all of that type of stuff. If you're getting a lot more sleep, that means somebody else is taking up the slack somewhere else, dealing with your children or dealing with the household. The other point, before she left her marriage, so she was scouting out whether or not she would fare better in her marriage or out of it. Listen, if the marriage is that bad, you would get out of it by any means. No scouting, because anything would be better than this if it was actually bad. But a lot of times it don't actually be bad. These women just don't like order. All the women in the comment section that I read that talking about, oh yeah, my life is easier, that's because there's no order in it. Of course you breathe easier when there's no structure. When you are allowed to just simply go into chaos and nobody there to check you, of course your anxiety gonna go down because you don't have a standard that you gotta live up to. You don't have any expectations that you got to live up to. There's nothing, because there's no man around making you better, okay? Making you go forward, making you expand, making you strive towards excellence. You just get to mire in mediocrity as long as you want. And you don't have to have anything that drives you or spurs you along. Your kids have to do what you say. So they will abide by whatever order you have in the house, if you have any. Many of you don't. But all that you're concerned about is whether or not you don't want to have a spouse to be accountable to. This is all the dodging of accountability in this grand scale. So she planned to move. She planned to break her family up. Money, what she's saying here is that money will effectively replace the child's father. The father equals money. He had no other influence. He had no other value. He had no other impact on his children's minds, on his children's value set, or on their lives at all. That's what she's saying, that her children were not affected. So it didn't matter whether he was there or not there. The children are not negatively, nor are they positively affected by the absence or the presence of their father, because their daddy don't mean nothing. This would be a Black woman, because fathers don't mean anything. They don't have any discernible impact on their kids, because fathers are obsolete as parents. They are not parents. They are not viable, functioning parents. That's what this society teaches, that the men, the fathers, while on the one hand, they castigate the men that aren't in their kids' lives, and then the men that are in their kids' lives, they turn around and tell them, oh, you're obsolete anyway. The kids don't really need you to be in their life. You don't have an impact one way or the other. All we need is your money, and we might not even need that. You're useless as all get out. You're useless in every possible way that we can think of. You're useless and disposable. Okay? So the kids, that's what blows my mind. The kids aren't affected. How? How the kid not affected? If they daddy was in the home every day loving on them and giving them 4 P's, and all of a sudden he got to go on weekends, every other weekend, to visit his father, rather than have his father's influence and presence and masculinity and energy around him or her at all times, how is that not a difference to them? These women just lazy and trifling. They don't care what happens to these kids. They only think about themselves. It's the ultimate form of selfishness. I get to be free of any accountability. Who cares what the kid go through? We just gonna make up stuff and say they don't go through nothing, so that nobody can look at us sideways and be like, well, what are you taking your kids through? That's why they didn't like to hear that those comments that other lady was saying, like, no, I got money, but my kid is upset because they want their father in the house, even though he's active. I don't keep the kid from him or nothing like that, but that's not good enough for the child. The child is upset. It's been 3 years now. The child is upset. I rest a little bit easier, but my baby don't. And they didn't want to hear that. They wanted to silence what she was talking about the kids fare better. Then she had the audacity to use celebrities. All them celebrity kids is crazy. They crazy. Dwayne Wade just is in the news right now, changing that boy gender on his birth certificate and all that kind of stuff. These kids is crazy. Jada and Will's kids is weird. These Hollywood kids is weird. Okay? Because they grow up in a weird household with their parents doing weird stuff, and they be maladjusted with all that money. I can't believe she had the audacity to bring up celebrities. Here's what get me. What she's spouting in this video, it actually upset me quite a bit. What she's spouting in this video is the exact lie of feminism. That feminism tell women, okay, that living on their own without no man, that the men are obsolete to them and to children. That the men don't have any discernible influence, input, value set. There's nothing he can offer that is of any value to anybody at any time. That is the lie of feminism. We are living in the failure of feminism. How dare she get on here and point and try to, make light of it. Or make it like it ain't that bad. It is that bad. The Black community is in shambles because of the single motherhood rate, because we dismiss men. We dismiss their value to their family and to their wives and to their children and to their community. We get rid of them. And then when things go bottoms up, we want to blame them for not being there. When things go wrong with the mama and she snapped and delete them kids, then everybody want to know where the daddy was at. But you didn't want to know where he was at when she was collecting child support and turning up with y'all. It wasn't no question about where the daddy was at. Nobody cared where the daddy was at. How dare she get up here and further spread the cancer of feminism? When we are living in the social decay, when our community is all but extinct because of it. And she done got up here, she done got her butt up here, and she's so educated, and she done did so many studies. Girl, if you don't knock it off, all you got to do is look around you at the chaos of what used to be our community. Talking about, this is what we need, single mothers coming together. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. If you was in a bad relationship and it was better for you to get out of it, you need to keep that to yourself. But running around here trying to glorify, oh yeah, it's better to be a single mom. Like you go ahead on with that. That's absolutely unforgivable. That is unforgivable. That we still got Black women running around here with this type of brainwashing and mindset, and she's spreading it around like it's cool. When we got so many children that end up in the school to prison pipeline. We got so many girls that's ended up on these streets and in these streets not knowing how to value herself because y'all too busy being thoughts. Then you want to get on these dating shows when you're 99 years old talking about, I'm alone. Shut up. It's time for the lionesses to talk. Y'all shut up now. Y'all can shut up now. We good. We good without the hyenas yelping and whooping through the plane. We good. Anyway, we are still holding Black Lives Matter as an organization accountable for their theft of more than $90 million. So if you would like to be a part of holding them accountable, we do have a petition for this purpose. The link to that petition is in the description box. So please go ahead, click the description box, open it up, click the link for the Black Lives Matter petition. Go ahead and sign it, share it, and contribute to it if you can. Also, sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.